Welcome to the newest episode of Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. I'm your host, Jason Fraley, picking the brains of the top filmmakers, musicians, and artists of our time. Grammy-winning gospel great Yolanda Adams joins an all-star lineup for a Capitol 4th on PBS this weekend for the 4th of July. We spoke about this year's concert, her admiration for host Mickey Guyton, and why through it all she still believes America is the best country in the world.
Well, hello, Jason. It's Yolanda Adams. How are you?
Hey, Yolanda, thanks so much for joining us on WTOP.
Oh, no problem at all.
We are talking because you are going to be participating in the annual Capitol 4th celebration, obviously on 4th of July here in D.C. It'll air on PBS with, all-star cast, fireworks to end the night, the whole thing. Tell me what your role in the show. And there's so many other great people I want to talk about that are performing, but what you specifically first, what will you be performing?
Well, can't tell you what we're performing. It's a secret, so we got to get people to watch.
You got to watch if you want to find out.
But it will be patriotic. It will be heartfelt. It will touch the soul and hopefully make you proud to be an American.
Yeah, and sort of to that point, why is this such an important thing for you to do? And there's so much turmoil in the world, especially the last couple of years with the pandemic and politics, everything.
Mm-hmm.
But why is this such a great time to remind us, that we're not always perfect as a country, but we're trying, and it is a day to celebrate our country.
Well, you said it, Jason. It is a reminder of how awesome our country is in spite of all of the things that can go on. We are definitely better than we are worse. So I just believe that once we have a visual with beautiful sound and beautiful people coming together for this one Capitol 4th celebration to remind us, because sometimes we need a reminder, as you said, the last 2.5 years, we've been through a lot. So, sometimes you need a reminder of how blessed you really are and how great you really are. I do that for my daughter on a daily basis,
What do you do with your daughter? You do like a daily gratitudes or something with your daughter?
Yes, we do daily gratitudes. Yeah, and sometimes if she's, she just graduated from college, but sometimes if she's having tests or orals or something like that, she'll call Mama. I'm like, hey, guess what? You only have 2 months, or you only have 1 hour, or you only, and I think that's what we need to do for the country. Hey, hold on. I know everything is not perfect, but guess what? It could be a whole lot worse than it is right now. And because it's not, hey, let's just lift our hands and say thank you and celebrate this 4th of July on with PBS at a Capitol 4th.
I agree entirely. Yes, we always got to find the gratitudes and the silver linings. Awesome. Well, let's talk about some of the other people that are going to be performing with you, starting with country music star. She just performed at the Super Bowl, too. Mickey Guyton, that's a huge deal. Talk about how that's a big get for this show.
That's a huge get for the show. I love Mickey Guyton so much. Now, I remember when Mickey Guyton was just coming up through the ranks of country music, and now she is a bona fide country music superstar. She's beautiful. She has a wonderful spirit. She's very kind, and it comes through, when she sings. It comes through when you see her. So she is a perfect hostess for the Capitol 4th this year. Not to mention, we have Emily Bear, we have Darren Criss, Miss Gloria Gaynor, the legend, Grammy-winning, Emmy-winning Gloria Gaynor, the legend.
I will survive. I will survive.
Yes. And blues artist, he's a multi-Grammy winner as well. He's in all of the Hall of Fame. Kev Mo, he's going to be there. One of my favorite people, Chita Rivera, she's going to be there.
Chita Rivera is a D.C. native and created West Side Story here at National Theater in D.C. before even taking it to Broadway. So that's a cool get, too.
Before it went to Broadway, exactly. She is a phenom and legend as well. And, of course, we can't forget the National Symphony Orchestra under the direction of the conductor amazing conductor, Jack Everly. So there's so many people who are going to be on that will make this an exceptional night to remember.
Oh, it's going to be great. There's going to be fireworks before there's even the fireworks. It's going to be great performances. Awesome. Well, I know we're kind of limited on time, but whenever I have a superstar like yourself, you're a gospel legend. Whenever I have someone on, I love to hear just briefly your story. You know, where did you grow up and how did you get into singing gospel? Were you singing in churches growing up, or, you know, I want to know the how you got into this racket to begin with.
Oh, you almost did it, Jason. Well, I'm a native of Houston, Texas, still living here, loving it, and grew up singing in church. My mom was the music director, so I was singing a lot as a kid, then as a teenager, and then, as a grown-up, I started recording. Well, I actually started recording when I was 14 years old in the gospel industry. And I'm still here. I love it. I love inspiring people. I love, helping them make it through their situations, because nothing does that like inspirational music. So I love that. And I've just been so blessed to do this for well over 40 years and still going strong. So I can't complain about a thing.
Oh, yeah. And there's been so many accolades in your career. You know, there's 4 Grammys. I guess Barack Obama gave you the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award for volunteering your service. Gospel Music Hall of Fame. You earned a Tony nomination for SpongeBob, your work on that. What is there like a career highlight that stands out? Or would it be the Super Bowl? We mentioned Mickey Guyton singing the Super Bowl. You performed America the Beautiful. But, is there one memory that you think was just like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this right now?
Well, just the collection of all of them, because, you have this thing in your mind, and well, I should say people have this thing in their mind of the limitations of inspirational artists. And I'm totally out of the box, non-boxable, non-conforming. And so I'm everywhere. I think within the last few years, the SpongeBob musical coming to us, me and my music director, we created a song for Patrick Starr, and it was so amazing because my godson years ago started me watching SpongeBob because I was babysitting him. And I'm like, what in the world is this, a sponge? What?
Crazy show.
I told that story to the producers and Miss Tina Landau, and they just cracked up. So I think that's one of the highlights. Of course, anything that I have done with the majors who are no longer with us. My performance with Prince was amazing. Oh gosh, so many times that Whitney Houston and I have worked together, and Aretha Franklin. Those are memories that I hold near and dear to my heart. So, if I started pinpointing stuff, I'll start remembering, but what about this? And what about that? So right now it's the SpongeBob thing.
I love it. I love it. Well, you've been generous with your time. Final seconds. I want to remind our listeners, we spoke to you when you came to the Grammys on the Hill a couple years ago, that event down at the Hamilton. They honored you. I think you sang Since the Last Time I Saw You. But there was there was a line you said that I always loved. You said, the one thing I know is that every person on earth, no matter what side of the aisle, color, creed, ethnicity, all that stuff, everyone has a heart. And you said, our job is to teach young people so that they look back and, by 2030 or 2040, they look back and say, quote, well, those old people did a lot for us.
Yes.
This is surreal because I'm here most of the time honoring other people, and it feels kind of weird being honored, but it feels so good to be honored. And then it feels scary to be honored because now I got to do more, but it's okay because I love doing more. I think that we, as creators, we know what it's like to birth something out of our experiences. And the one thing that I do know is that every person on earth, no matter which side of the aisle they are, no matter what color, creed, ethnicity, everyone has a heart. And if we are able to touch hearts which is what we get a chance to do here at the Academy. And as creators, I think that that's part of our responsibility. The other part of our responsibility is to make sure that young people who are just crawling around their moms' bedrooms and playing tag in the park and stuff, once they realize how amazing they are and how creative they are, we stand for them right now. So by 2030, 2040, they'll look back and say, you know, those old people did a whole lot of stuff for us. Thank you for those who caught the joke. Those of you who didn't, there's some more red wine for you.
You still think that? Are they going to think that after 4th of July, that those people, that they did their thing and they paved the way for us young people?
Definitely. And I think that a Capitol 4th reminds us of the rich history that we do have. You know, some of it is yucky, some of it is great, but as a collective, we still are the best country in the world.
I agree. Again, everyone, PBS, the Capitol 4th on the 4th of July, live from the Capitol, the National Mall. Hey, thanks so much for joining us, Yolanda Adams.
Oh, Jason, thank you for having me again. I appreciate you.
All right. Talk to you later. Have fun at the 4th.
Okay.
Thanks so much for joining us on Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. Remember to hit the subscribe button and give us a 5-star rating if you like what you hear. We'll see you next time. I wanted to take a second to tell you about an app I really enjoy. Living in the DC area is great, and Podcast DC gathers all of the local shows that I like all in one local app. Health, sports, local news, politics, and so much more. Podcast DC is the new local app with hundreds of DC area podcasts to choose from. I can earn exciting rewards just for listening and share the podcasts I love instantly. Available in the App Store or in Google Play, listen local with Podcast DC.